Hello everyone, welcome back to Drift Streets Japan. And today, well, we have our 240SX in front of ourselves with the 203 horsepower LS1. And I actually kind of like it in black. I was going to repaint it first, but we can do that another time. So what we're going to do today, I think we're just going to go to Togedrift 2 for now. And see how this thing behaves with the V8 now. Sounds different, you can tell that right away. Just keep up the drift chain. This Togue has a lot of straights apparently. I don't know. Well, I don't know what I was thinking there. But yeah, basically the horsepower. Is my car just broken now? I don't know what happened there. Yeah, the horsepower, or rather the acceleration of these cars is not really correspondent to the amount of power that these cars have. Because if you go, for example, if you have a Miata like this is an FA20 swap with all the upgrades except for nitrous, and 735 horsepower, and I also made this thing all-wheel drive. Excuse me? Wait, what is going on? Okay, this may solve it. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah. The way this thing accelerates, obviously, compared to the other cars we've driven so far, is a lot quicker. But also, can you imagine a 735 horsepower all-wheel drive Miata? It would be a lot faster than this is. What is that? Oh, okay. Well, I was just turning, and all of a sudden my car went airborne on one side and then rolled over. Nice. A little while ago in the game, when you were braking hard, like, you know, let's gather some speed and then brake hard. Okay, it doesn't do that anymore. The car would just tilt forwards and then basically make a headstand and stand on its nose. You would have to reset the car in order to be able to continue driving. Oh, well. Yeah, that's the acceleration part about this game is not quite good yet. Oh, also, let's go to the highway with this thing. Why didn't I consider that earlier? Whoa. Whoa! This thing likes to drift even with the all-wheel drive. Can I please stop sliding around? Wait, what power distribution did I give this thing? Oh, 80-20. Let's go for like 65 to 35. That should stabilize it a little bit more. Yeah, it's not as drift happy anymore, but it'll still like do some zigzag stuff. Whoa, and roll. And drift on the wall, sure. How do I get down here now? Yeah, okay. Let's just reset them. Whoa, okay. See? And this is supposed to have most realistic and advanced advanced physics, this game. That's what it says on the shop page. Like, at the very least there, you could see that, you know, it doesn't have very advanced physics yet. Again, there are still frequent updates. You know, this stuff is probably gonna be fixed, or at least I would be pretty disappointed if it didn't get fixed, but you know. In any case, let's go back and get ourselves into the 240 again. Tune it a little bit. Excuse me. And what do we would do with 36 grand? Obviously, the turbo will change the power and torque curve of this engine. The brighter green line is where the new power is going to be, and the darker one above is the new torque curve then. So we're sacrificing a little bit of that mid-range torque, but we're gaining a lot of high RPM pull, which is going to make the car a little bit more snappy, a little bit less predictable, or a little bit more predictable depending on how you see it, because you know that once you hit the high RPMs, the turbo is going to kick in like crazy. Let's get all the ECU upgrades, which cost us 3,000 overall, and then the bulk is going to be like around 1,500. We now have 400 Newton meters of 333 horsepower. I think that's usually enough to have a good drift car. Let's head to Drift Track 1. And actually, if you ask some actual real life drifters, like Japanese guys that actually do the sport of drifting, then they'll probably tell you that at one point adding more power is actually bad for building a drift car, because you know you always want to keep it under control, and when you have too much power, just hit it once when in a drift, and you'll get carried too far to the outside and you'll hit the barrier. But those guys are usually running around like 500, 600 horsepower, something like that. But because everything here is slower and you know, on a different scale as far as physics go, I'd say between 300 and 350 horsepower is usually a really good amount of power to get drifting really well anyway. Even like 250 horsepower works pretty well usually too, Or a stock 350Z with 200, what is it, 242 horsepower in this game. That works too. We're already at 500,000 points. Yeah, and this is gonna be our money-making machine right now. Oh, don't crash. Yeah, I crashed. It's okay though. We can get back there. Yeah, and obviously spinning is also a lot more likely if you have more power. I have an LS1 swapped turbocharged Corolla as well, and it also has the stage 1 turbo, and everything else is level 5. But it's overdrive with a 90 to 10 distribution in favor of the rear wheels, like 90% going to the rear wheels, 10% to the front, and it is an amazing drift car. Because with that overdrive, you just have that much more stability, even if it's only 10% going to the front axle. But it'll just keep you from spinning, and you'll just be able to drift on and on and on and on. And it's not like ridiculously powerful either, so you should be able to keep it on the track like at all times. And that Corolla is also the car with which I set my personal best of just over 14 million points. At which point I was like, well, you know what? Let's not crash and take the $140,000 from this drift. Yeah, and it really did give me $140,000 just from that one drift chain. I obviously can't guarantee that I'll be able to do... Oh, damn it. To do that again on camera, or, you know, let alone in this video, but eventually I'll try it again, of course. And in fact, you know what? I can show you the Corolla right now. Where is it? Wait. It's just the next car anyway. 478 horsepower. Let's go here. It just wants to drift. But it's one of those setups where it almost feels like, it almost feels like how I imagine those sort of traction control systems in modern Ferraris must feel like, where they have one setting that's like, yeah, you can drift, but we won't allow you to spin. So at a certain drift angle, we're gonna cut power just a little bit so you don't run the risk of spinning. That's almost how this feels, but obviously I'm in control myself here. And front wheels will just, if I just do this, I'll just pull straight again. So, you know, I played around with the power distribution a little bit, because I was like, well, 80 to 20 should also be good, but that is actually already too much power to the front wheels. It feels like the car wants to go straight earlier than you would like it to go straight again, and it would just feel like, oh, you can't drift just as much as you want. Whereas with this, with the 90 to 10, you can, but also you get the added stability from the overdrive. And I almost crashed because I'm an idiot and went in that corner too fast. But it feels really easy to control this thing. And there is also enough power and torque to keep the real wheels spinning. That's over a 2 million score once again. $2.5 million. Oh no, don't crash now. Okay, good. Almost at 3.5 million score now. Also, this being all-wheel drive, you're drifting through these corners more quickly than you would be with a pure rear-wheel drive setup. So you gotta be aware of that. You can actually accelerate during these drifts with an all-wheel drive setup, even if it's just 10% of the power up front. But keep in mind that while your car, or in this case this car, does make enough power to keep the rear wheel spinning, it doesn't have enough power to make the front wheel spinning when only 10% of the power goes there. So the front wheels are gonna grip and they will accelerate you. Keep you on the line, keep you on the track, pull you straight when you need it. $6 million score, that's $60,000. Let's keep going some more. That's 8 million points. But you can see where this is going, and you can probably tell that with this car I was able to get those 14 million points. That was close to hitting the barrier because I lifted off for too long, which carried me to the outside. By the way, the the times the number of the X in front under my score is the multiplier, not multiplier, the multiplier for my score. So the higher that is, the more score I get, basically per second or so of drifting, or probably even per inch of drifting or something like that. And it depends on, and I think it is equal to how many seconds of pure sideways you've done in that drift chain already. So every second of pure drifting, this will increase by 1 and give you even more score in the future. And we just broke my personal PB, my personal record, and this is gonna give us almost $150,000 already. And yeah, 150,000 now. We're gonna keep going though. I think I'm gonna take it now. Yep, and we're up to $183,000. So yeah, this is how you make money. And I'm gonna show you guys this car's setup. So we have more steering lock, we have a little bit less sideways grip, so you know, perhaps the tires lose grip a little bit more quickly when you're turning. Forward grip, because we want to be SR rating better. Front camber is a little bit on the negative side, so we get less understeer and a little bit more aggressive turn in. Rear camera is at 0 though. Yeah, okay. That was the Corolla. Now I'm gonna go back to the 240. Actually, no. I'm gonna go get into my Supra that I bought before starting the series, and it is a stock one, and I want to see if this guy has some body kits. It doesn't. He doesn't. Okay, that sucks. Do we try this guy on Akina? Yeah, because on Akina, I think it's better if your car is not like that powerful, because lots of these turns are just very tight and it's a bumpy road, and you know, 226 horsepower from this engine is certainly enough to get the car sliding. Oh yeah, nice long drift. Again, you can see on the speedo in the bottom right corner that we're moving really slowly, but again, it doesn't matter. That's 275,000 points. That's $2,750 dollars. Oh, yeah, drifting and then turning over that little bump there in the road did upset the car. Interestingly enough, on the outside of that corner, there's no bump, which will which will break our drift chain. Oh yeah, okay. Damn it. Would you please turn right if I tell you to? But in any case, yeah, this car is pretty nice for Akina and also Drift Togue 1, because I think it has a similar character to Akina as far as, you know, the corner radiuses go and the general feel of the Togue. Yeah. Okay, so stock Supra is decent on Akina and on you know, similar drifting Togues. We found that out, and we found out that, you know, with a turbocharged LS1 and a 90 to 10 all-wheel drive setup, you can actually pull massive drift chains and make like pretty much as much money as you want to. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Also, again, let me know what you generally think about this game. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.